All right, y'all. We live. We live. What up, people? Hey man, check in if you just getting here. Check in for the people in the chat. Where my chat at? Let's see. Oh, Ali says she putting a youngin down. What up, Enigma XLO? What up, Lo? All right. What up, y'all? So we three platforms. Goddamn it, heavy right now. Three platforms heavy. We got to keep it cool and remember no profanity for I think like 5 minutes. All right, like 5 minutes. We got to keep it cool. Hey, can y'all hear the fan in the background? Do I need to cut that off or nah?
I can't hear it.
No cussing in
Neither
the
can I.
barbershop at 12 o'clock.
Oh, that's what I'm talking about. What you say, Marty?
No cursing in the barbershop at 12 o'clock. No hip hop.
Nah, no, not now, not now. We gotta wait. We gotta get past the censors. I think so. You need like 5 minutes to get past the censors. So no cursing in the barbershop. We got elderlies in the building. All right, we got elders in the building. What's
We
going on,
can't bribe
everybody,
any
man?
censors, bro. We can't bribe any of the censors.
You know what? Yo, if you a censor, shoot me your cash app, man. I got you. Because we certainly gonna need to get past some of the stuff that y'all got going on. So yeah, all the censors, yo, if you're a censor, email us at ptruthoutreach@gmail.com. All right, we can work something out so y'all don't be shadow banning our joints. All right. What's going on, people? How y'all feeling, man? I see people starting to slowly stream in this joint. Yo, I wish it's a way for people on Rumble to check in on this because I think we're on I don't think I can see their comments on StreamYard. But hey, man, here let me see what we looking like on Twitter. Let me see if I can share the stream on Twitter. Hey, everybody, go and share the stream, share the YouTube link, share the stream, no matter what platform you on, by all means. Hey, I see the stream on Twitter. All right, yo, share it. Let everybody know where we at. Let's see. Let everybody know we in the building. Come hang out. Hey, I just want y'all to know, I was here. I'll be waiting on the homies. So it's not me. I'll be here. All right. It ain't me. So it's the true
You ain't the
Barbarian.
only one that be waiting, nigga.
Again.
Wow.
It's
Okay,
only
what I
Monday
said.
you can make this claim. Like on any other day, you'd be late and starting the
Hey,
rooms at different
I
times and
take
moving times back.
my victories where I
Changing the
can get
times
them.
of the
It's
room
the
and shit.
level. It's the level that any other time he is the whole
My
show
bad.
in between. But now, you gotta wait on
I
us.
I
Got it.
take my victories where I can get them. Please and thank you. Let's
So
see.
what I'm hearing is one monkey doesn't stop the show, but you're saying another number of monkeys does. Is that what I'm hearing?
Uh, let's
He
see.
just
Are
said
you,
y'all late. That's all.
Not
Fact.
you over here calling people monkeys. What is going on?
Yes, I agree.
Wow. Choo choo. All
Yes,
aboard.
a number of monkeys are stopping the show. Did we just lose somebody? I feel like we just lost somebody.
X, I think.
We did.
Oh, okay, yeah. Okay. All right, cool. What up, yo? Um, yeah, hey, Diamond. You know it ain't me. Mondays is never me. Mondays is never me, Diamond. She talking about we late. Mondays is not me. So if you want to blame it on
He is
Wednesdays,
late. He is late, Diamond, because he could have started the show.
One thing I would say, Diamond, it's called a fashionably late entrance, and we're being fashionable. Thank you.
yeah, go with that. Fashionably late. What's up? What's up, everybody?
I've been
Ethan's.
watching Severance, Linnell, and
Oh,
we
have
supposed
you?
to, we supposed to come in staggered. So what are you
Have
doing? We can't
you?
all come in at the same time. You know how it's
Have
set up.
you?
I
You
have.
watch it? You watching Severance? What you think of Severance?
Oh my goodness. it's getting better. I can say that. I was like, oh, girlfriend is serious. She is not trying to be there. It's deep.
Hey, Severance is the joint. What episode you on?
I think I'm on 4 now. Cause I be having to process them episodes. I be like, oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Mark, I be feeling sad for him. I be like, oh.
So it moves kind of slow, but once it starts moving, it's moving. So yeah, it moves slow. Like it take a minute to get there, but when it get there, it get going. I can't front. Did we lose somebody again? It's 6. We lost Ethan. Okay. What up, Paige? What you doing?
Perky, what's up, guys?
Hey, girl.
All right, Paige in the building. What up, y'all? What's going on, Fifth? How you feel? What's cracking? I see you in the chat, man. I see the
What
fam
up,
checking in
Fifth?
the chat. Like I said, I wish people on Rumble. Is anybody on Rumble? Like, can you see the stuff on Rumble? Miss J, you on Rumble? Can you see, like, if you type in the chat on Rumble, will it pop in here? Will it populate here or no? I don't think so. Oh man, Ethan said he got kicked out. You gotta do better with your service, bro. That's that ATL Wi-Fi, dog. Be better. All right, let's see.
Easy on that lemon. See, I just had your back about the lateness,
Hey, I
but
was
now
waiting on
we
you,
at
Allie. I
odds.
was waiting on you,
We at
Allie.
odds. I just put the baby down. We at odds. Don't play.
Allie, he ain't really in Atlanta. He like on the
Well,
Atlanta. The
say
police
that's the
don't show up.
outskirts. Say that's the outskirts Wi-Fi. Don't be putting Ellen in it.
There you go. All right. Hey, Ethan,
My
messed
Wi-Fi
up.
immaculate.
Hey, you got that outskirts. You did cracking, bro. The outskirts. It's all right. What's going on, man? Hey, share.
Wi-Fi can't be Atlanta. Sheesh.
You said who?
I said even the Wi-Fi can't be Atlanta. Say sheesh.
Oh,
Allie said you gonna go easy on Atlanta top.
No. We cool. We are cool. Let me see. We should be cool on Rumble too. Yeah, the live stream is going on Rumble too. All right, cool. Make sure we all right. So hey, be sure to share wherever y'all at, man. Share it. Let everybody know where we at. We're gonna get going in a whole second. Hey, Allie, are you doing KKKE or no?
Not tonight.
Not tonight. All right, cool.
They gonna have to catch us on Wednesday.
All right, sweet. What's going on, everybody? Here, let's go ahead and get started. I know we're a little late. We're not pointing no fingers, but we here now. That's what's important. That's what's important. I appreciate y'all hanging out with the fam. Like I said, we this is our 4th show, so that means we're a month in, man. It's been cool. So this is an abbreviated version of the longer podcast. The longer podcast is called Conspiracy Cookout with the Tinfoil Family. And if you ain't guessed it, yes, we are the Tinfoil Family, man. Be sure you can check in with us on the longer podcast. It's available on Apple, Google, Amazon, Podbean, anywhere pods or casts, we're there. So it's a longer form joint. Most of the episodes are like 6 hours. So we be there. Like it's a scene, man. Most people, I think they just put us on when they're working and then they just kind of ride out and vibe out to all the good critical thinking and analysis that we do. That's just how it goes. All right. But this is a relatively new thing. We're expanding the reach, right? So the thought process is to give you guys a taste of the kind of stuff that we be talking about on a larger podcast. So that's the idea. So if we start talking about something, y'all like, yo, y'all missed a bunch of stuff. Like it's more to that. Yeah, I know, but this ain't that. So I try to keep this to about 2 hours. That's my goal, to keep it to about 2 hours. All right. So I think I'm at like 220 on average. So 1 week it went 240, but 20 of that was me just trying to get set up because the Rumble wasn't working. But for the most part, I've been giving y'all about 220, right? So we're gonna try to keep it to around 2 hours. All right. Like I said, the name of the podcast, Conspiracy Cookout with the 10-4 Family. We're live on Wednesdays and Fridays. We do the show live on Clubhouse. All right, and then Mondays, hey, we here. So, man, I appreciate y'all for hanging out with us, man. This is I'm getting used to it. So I'm not 1,000% comfortable with all the software that we're using, but hey, it's getting better. All right. So man, thank y'all for hanging
I
out.
think you're doing
Let's
a good
see.
job. You're doing a good job.
Well, you know what, Jamila? I'm amazing. I'm an amazing human being. I'm an amazing person.
Just
There
say
we
thank
go.
you.
That's it. Because if you were so amazing, then we could have just staggered in and just jumped into the conversation. But that
You know
wasn't
what?
it.
This is the hey, Jamila. You know what would happen if I was mid cook and you came in? What I missed? What happened? Somebody catch me up.
Facts.
You know what I'm
Facts.
saying?
And you would have caught me up.
See, this is what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about.
But I'd have only been coming up to get the people in the back caught up, bruh. Cause sometimes people be missing the stuff. So
You coming
sometimes you gotta
from the
repeat
bag.
it.
You are the bag.
No, but listen, Marty, just come on now. You supposed to be on my side because you late too.
I'm late.
Bruh. Swear to goodness. Let's see. Miss Jana said, Miss J said the banner is low. Can y'all see the banner? It's like she said it's like half cut off. No, on Twitter the whole thing is there. Miss J, you got your glasses on? Maybe your glasses is
Hey,
half off
easy
your
on Miss
face.
J.
She got her glasses half off her face.
Hey,
You know what I'm saying? Goodness gracious. Yo, anybody else on YouTube, can y'all see the banner? Is it low?
Hey, no shade on Miss J. She be helping out.
She is, I know. I ain't mad. I'm just saying.
Yeah. Is she talking about the fact that it's like it says there's obviously a little bit of writing above tinfoil family? Is that what you're talking about, Miss J?
Or she talking about the banner. Are you talking about the 10-4 family or are you talking about the blue thing scrolling at the bottom? Is that what you're talking about? Because the 10-4 family, yeah, I think she might be talking about the top. Okay. All right. Yeah, maybe she's talking about the top. Yeah, the top is supposed to be like that. There's no way I would have to shrink the whole thing down. Like,
Oh,
nah.
she said bottom.
And then the bottom, like the bottom. Oh, she's saying the bottom.
where it says
Oh.
presents, the top says presents tinfoil.
No.
The
The
people's cut off. I see what she's saying.
No, she's talking about the bottom that's scrolling, the scrolling banner where it says Conspiracy Cookout with 10-4 Family Podcast on all platforms.
Oh, I don't know. I can see
LiveFan.com.
everything.
You see everything? Yeah, I don't know, Miss J. Hey, anybody else having problems seeing the banner at the bottom? Yeah, we get that fixed. No, she's talking about the bottom, Eureka.
This a listening experience. It'll be all right.
It definitely is. It definitely is. For those who don't know what it says Vigor for Pain, which is the world's greatest topical CBD products. Please go and check it out. And it says Black is the uniform.com. Go check out blackisuniform.com. Amazing hoodies, sweats, shoes, all kinds of gear, man. As a matter of fact, we here right now.
Go
Let's go
get your
ahead.
t-shirt. If they don't give you a seat at the table, bring a folding chair. I got mine the other day. Thank you, Lynette.
Hey.
When you start selling folding chairs? What? Never mind.
This is exactly what we were talking. See,
never mind.
Swear to
Never
Never
mind.
mind.
Swear to God.
Dang, never mind. Hey.
I swear to God. All right, here, real quick, man. Let's check in with the sponsors, but since we already talking about them, no need to not check in. Let's see. Hold on, man. Let me make sure everything is going. Can y'all hear that?
No.
Really?
I hear
Let me.
something in the background.
All right, hold on. Let me see. Oh man. Let's see. Let's try it again. I really want to play this with something else. All right, here, let me see.
Vigor Sport is love and
Can
light
y'all hear
in
that?
a
No.
bottle. A
Yeah, we
CBD.
can hear it.
Did y'all hear that?
Yes.
Oh, wait, I can't. Can y'all hear that?
Yes.
Y'all heard that? Oh, cool. There we go.
infused salve that rids the body of pain, arthritis, carpal tunnel, and muscle aches. There's no job too great for Vigor Sport. Headaches, muscle spasms, and menstrual cramps are a thing of the past. Vigor Sport is the Swiss Army knife of your medicine cabinet. Order your jar today at vigorforpain.com.
You know we can't hear you, right?
Yeah, I know. The computer froze up a little bit when I was doing something else. I was trying to bring up something else, so it's cool. Hell, let's do this one.
Thanks for coming to the cookout, but you need the right gear. Blackisuniform.com, you can get it right here. We talk flat earth and mud floods. You might hear about the dome. No matter the topic, you just need something with the shield on. Blackisuniform.com, where conspiracy analysts are at home. Blackisuniform.com, where conspiracy analysts are at home.
All right. What's going on, y'all? So we here. I think we got everything pretty much set up. Like I said, I'm still tinkering with learning how to work the board, but yo, we here now. That's all that matters. Appreciate y'all for hanging out. Yo, who just got kicked off? Who is that? Is that you? You back, bro?
It was me. I did it. Nah, my browser was messed up on Brave, and I had to come through on Chrome. So
Okay. All right,
like
cool.
that.
All right, so like I said, we live on two nights, Fridays and Wednesdays, man. You can check us out there. Today, this is what we're gonna do. We're gonna do some quick hits. I got some quick hits scheduled for us. Then after the quick hits, we're gonna get into the main cook. The main cook tonight is about the Jesuits and the assassination of Abraham Lincoln. All right. So the Jesuits, man, I don't know what y'all know about the Jesuits, but the Jesuits is a whole thing. Okay. The topic of the Jesuits is a whole thing. Like we did, I think so. The Jesuits was one of the first episodes that we did. So like we did that early. I think that's like episode 4 or something like that. And it took us 2 episodes to get it done. Okay, it took us 2 episodes to get it done. And so I'm going to talk about one thing that the Jesuits kind of did today. We're going to talk a little bit about the Jesuits and how they're kind of wrapped up in the Abraham Lincoln thing. So just know we're going to take a huge topic and kind of condense it down. All right. So just keep that in mind as we go through it. If you're listening and you're like, man, look, it's way more to the Jesuits than what y'all saying. I know. Just know I know. Okay. So we're going to talk about the Jesuits and we're going to talk about their involvement in the Abraham Lincoln assassination. Okay. So that's what we're doing. Like I said, if you know somebody that might be interested in this topic or, you know, just in stuff like this in general, share a link with them. And if you like what you hear, you can always find the longer version of the podcast. Okay, Conspiracy Cookout with the Tinfoil family. That being said, let's do a couple quick hits, man. Let's see. All right, so I know I gotta be careful with some of the stuff I want to talk about. Y'all know I'm getting used to YouTube. I'm not used to being censored, so we working it out. All right. So we normally we kind of pretty raw and we just kind of let it go, but we're not gonna do that today. We gonna, especially because one of the topics is kind of YouTube touch and go. So I'm gonna see how we do with it. But not this one though. Hey, gamers, we got gamers here.
We do.
Ethan, you a gamer?
Yeah, that's like one of my pillars. Comics and gaming. Yeah, not like, I'm talking about old school gaming, like Atari and the Nintendo from 1985.
You a gamer? I didn't know you was a gamer, bruh. Let's see, Marty, you ain't a gamer. X, you ain't a gamer. Any other gamers here? I know Chop be playing the game a lot of the times. Let me see, who else is a gamer around here? Let's see. I think.
Do mind gamers count?
What?
Do mind gamers count? No. Okay.
No.
Man,
Ocean's a gamer.
Ocean is a gamer.
I just think give everybody else a chance.
I be playing the game.
Oh yeah,
Allie.
that's right. Allie is a gamer.
You know what, Allie? You got a son that's a gamer. So, yo, this is for my gamers, man. I need y'all to pay attention to this one. Hold on.
Y'all got to work on y'all DEI. Them DEI important.
The who?
The diversity, equity, and inclusion of all things.
Allie said she a gamer.
I'm talking about the man gamers. They out there.
Oh shit!
You don't want to play with y'all though.
Console gamers.
Yeah, console gamers.
Diversity, equity, and inclusion, y'all. All gamers are welcome.
Let's see. Here I'm gonna show y'all this one. Y'all tell me what y'all think. Y'all can see my screen?
Yes.
All right, check this out. Can y'all hear it? Y'all can't hear it?
Nah, I thought there was something about to happen.
You know what? So it might be because I'm in Google. Y'all know how Google be acting up.
Yeah, you gotta be on that Bing, baby.
Go to Google.
You do this exactly, Marty.
I swear, you Jamelian right now.
My bad.
Hey, I had to bring
I take it back.
I'm sorry.
My bad. Y'all right.
See how the mind games work? The mind gamers be telling you something and make you do exactly like how they do.
Goonie.
All right. Y'all see it?
Yeah, I see it definitely now.
All right, cool. Let's see.
This is Michael, the prototype.
Can y'all hear it?
Yeah, I can hear that.
Yes.
You know we
Of a future person who spends a lot of time on the computer playing games. And if you think that's far-fetched, you know we're really getting there. Some researchers 3 years ago suggested that gamers in 20 years might look like this. That model certainly looks weird and unrealistic, but recently streamer Curtis was doing a live show in which he shaved his head for charity, and then he got a surprise on the top of his head with a dent from his gaming headphones, and he really didn't expect it. Look at his reaction.
Here, this is where my headphones go. I have a fucking headphone indented in my head?
But this is not an isolated incident. He tweeted this, and another streamer replied to him, "Welcome to the club."
Okay. That's a little.
Yo.
That's terrible.
Hey, yo. Yeah, buddy. All right. Who's starting to see that gamer head? Anybody starting to see that gamer head?
Gamer head's a whole nother conversation, but yeah. I don't think I've worn headphones that extensively where I have an indentation on whatever on my head. But I will be a lot more mindful. And I don't know, it could be like I don't know how tight they put it on their head too. That's the thing.
Man, look.
Right, like why don't things pressed on your skull like that? They ain't gonna come off. You're not really in the game. You're not gonna fall down. Like what is going on?
Man,
I be using wireless headphones even though you're not supposed to. And my child be using wired headphones, but they not the kind that go over your head like that. So we ain't got no problems over here.
All right, I got you. D-Train said them dudes be streaming for 6 hours plus or more wearing them headsets. All right, that's true.
That makes sense.
Not only that, they be wearing diapers too, so they don't miss the moment.
Diapers. No, and it's crazy, Ethan, that you say that because randomly today on my timeline, I seen like a little ad for men's diapers, and I'm like, ew, why is this ad for men's diapers popping up on my timeline? But I guess
as Kanye said, I guess it all depends.
Wait, Are you serious? They be wearing diapers? Like that's the thing?
Some of them, like if you're somebody that has to like consistently stream and you're not trying to leave the game, what you'll do is, or what they'll do, I should say that, is they'll keep the Depends on while they game, so they don't have to get up in the middle of a match and go use the facility. They just be having, you know, dirty Bucci cat while they be playing the game.
Wow. Wow.
That's
Okay.
super disgusting.
Okay. All right. Let's see. Let's see. Next quick hit. What did I have? I wanted. Let's see. It's one that I gotta play. For whatever reason, they won't let me play it on. They won't let me play it on this one, like on this browser. All right. So check my man out. So my man is getting his preach on Facebook Live. All right, now check out his dad's gonna come to the door and just remind him of some stuff.
You brought me from a mighty long way. Lord, I thank you for being my help. You need to get that garbage out of your room. You need to get that. You need to get that shit off the floor. And you watch that uniform. You need to go in there and take you a bath. That's what you need to do.
Hey, you need to go in there and take you a bath. That's what you need to go in there and do. Wow.
Yeah. Hey, my man was in there getting busy. I wonder if he was getting cash apps. What that say? Hey, I ain't never seen this before. That's funny. Hold on, I need to listen to that
Hey,
again.
you take that camera off so quick.
Hey, he ain't turned it off quick enough, bruh. He ain't turned it off quick enough. He ain't turned it off quick enough. Hold on.
I mean, for him to come in there and tell him to do some shit, do some stuff. What he was telling him, that's normal. But when he told him to take a bath, oh, you funky, bruh?
Bruh.
But why would he still post it? Was he on live? Because I don't be
He
understanding
was
stuff.
live. Yeah, he was on live.
Oh.
Facebook Live.
Oh, yeah, that's terrible. You need to go in there and take a bath. That's what you need to do.
Yo, he was running it down. Like, hold on, let me listen to it again. Right?
You brought me from a mighty long way. Lord, I thank you for being my help. You need to get that garbage out of your room. You need to get that. You need to get that shit off the floor. And you watch that uniform. You need to go in there and take you a bath. That's what you need to do.
So the garbage was in his room.
Hey, so the thing is, he tried to turn off. Did y'all see? He tried to grab to turn off the camera, but he was more pressed to open that door. So he did try to turn that camera off. You can see his arm go past it really fast.
He definitely tried to do it before anybody could hear it. He just didn't know his dad was gonna go in on him like that. All right, let's see. All right, that's some of the silly stuff. I got something else that's wild, but I don't know if they're gonna let me play it on here though. Hold on, let me see. Wait, which browser do I have it on? I got it on here. They wouldn't let me open it up on my other browser. Anyway, all right, no worries. We got some other stuff we could play. This one. So y'all tell me what y'all think of this. So this is my man explaining why America isn't a racist country.
This place is the place most of humanity wished to move to. 4 million blacks have moved to this country in the last few decades from Africa and the Caribbean. So here's a question to ask. Are they stupid? Why would a black move to a systemically racist country? Are they stupid? Ask every liberal and left. Often they're different, not in this case. Ask any of them, are blacks who moved to America stupid? Yes or no? Did any Jews move to Germany in the 1930s? People don't move to where they're hated. It's a lie that America is systemically racist.
Oh, really?
What? We was here first though, so I'm confused.
I think what folks don't know is that, when Africans come over here, they are told by the embassy or different members of the embassy to not fraternize with different communities that were already here. So that would be the reason why they're more apt to come over here. They may not run into racism in the same way because they get treated a little bit different if they follow the rules.
And they still slaves.
Goonie goo goo.
Is Linnell talking and we can't hear him as usual?
Oh man, yeah. I had the mute
Yeah.
button on. Yeah, goddamn. All right. So
You,
no.
you worse than the dude in the first clip, man. You actually knew how to mute yourself. He didn't. That's funny.
Now I gotta go back and forth between the screens because it's because of the what you call it.
You
But
need to take a bath.
Oh, let's see. All right, let's see. So that's my man. He explaining why America isn't racist. I don't know if the logic holds up. I get what he's trying to say, but yeah, I don't think the logic is holding up though. I don't know if it's holding up.
This place is the place.
Hold on, let me see. Hold on, I got a couple more. Yo, which one is this one? All right, so y'all tell me what y'all think of this one.
Study that was done in the 1960s, and it was really commissioned by NASA because they wanted to know how to hire more geniuses. So they hired George Land and his team to go out and figure out
already, you know, I'm like, nigga, what? Get the fuck out of here. But all right, it's fine.
What makes a genius. So they started with a group of 5-year-olds and they gave them a creativity test. So the way they defined genius was, how do you use your creative imagination to solve problems? And what they found was, of this group of 5-year-olds, 98% qualified as geniuses. Then they came back 5 years later when this group was 10 years old, and it was down to 30%. 5 years later at 15, it was down to 12%. And then I think they just kind of gave up in disgust. But George Land took it further and went out and surveyed adults and found that only 2% of adults. And the thing that's also very interesting is he attributed this to school, 100% to school, that you would take a population, 98% genius, and dumb them down to 2%. And one of his quotes that I love is he said, uncreative behavior and thinking is learned.
What y'all think about that?
I agree. I don't know if genius would be the word that I use to describe them, but I agree with what they saying with school and then your creative thinking and shit.
If they're describing genius as engaged in defined as using creative thinking, then I can see that. Right. I think that's one of them tests where it's always kind of like that. It was some test they gave. Anybody ever read Outliers? So this was one of the chapters in Outliers.
I read it.
Yeah. So they did the he referenced the test where they gave students a brick and they asked how many uses can you find for this brick? You remember that when they were talking about how the poorer kids could find 150 uses for a brick, where students who weren't as poor, they would find maybe 20 or 50, right? So it was an entire chapter on the trouble with geniuses. You get what I'm saying? And so one of the things that they were alluding to in that was pretty much the socialization, right? So it's one keeping the genius is one thing, but then even when you get older, how geniuses are socialized. But I think this study is more about the schooling system and how what's being referred to as education is just a system of teaching people how to be indoctrinated and not to think no more. And so it lends to the conversation that we have all the time about what does society really want to create? Right? What's the purpose of school? Is it to educate, or is it to indoctrinate?
They told you that teach them everything about nothing. Like, we know what it's for. It's to
Yeah.
dumb you down. They grab their little couple that's gonna work in their little letter agencies and do what they need to do and keep a clean tie and all that stuff. But all the rest of us supposed to go work.
Yeah, 100%. 100%. And so when I see stuff like this, I think about the fact that I think they keep track of like geniuses, people who escape the system, divergent thinkers. I think they actually keep track of those people. They have a system of keeping track of people who may cause problems in the future, right? The quote unquote geniuses. I think that's what the gifted programs are for, is to keep track of those people.
They come to
So,
their high schools and offer them jobs. They
you know
direct
what?
them.
You know what, bro? It's more than that, right? So you're talking about kind of the super, I'm talking about people who are functional geniuses, like in school. I think they keep track of those people. So I don't know if you familiar with like what's my man's name, Fred Hampton. So they said the FBI had been keeping track of Fred Hampton since he was 12. Get what I'm saying? So they identify people early, people who they may have problems with. And so whether
Oh,
somebody that's
you
really
talking about revolutionaries.
no, well, you got to remember in this system, geniuses, like anybody who's a divergent thinker is a revolutionary, and so they keep track of all of them, right? They keep track of all of them. Like any kids that are showing any sort of promise, anybody who can break the indoctrination or maintain their divergent way of thinking, they keep track of those people because those are the people who are a threat to the system. And so you got to know where your threats are. And so I think they keep track of them. They disguise the programs, right? So they'll use programs like gifted programs, right? They'll be like, oh yeah, your child's in the gifted program. That's the government keeping track of your kid, right? That's them keeping track to make sure that, you know, they try to funnel them into their system. Like, yo, if you're going to be this, then we want you to put your intelligence to work for us. Kind of like on Goodwill Hunting, when the DOD came to recruit my man, like, hey, you might want to come work for us. So yeah. Let's see. Got a couple more, then we can get it to the main joint. This one. I think this. Yeah, I think this one. So this is Representative Massey talking about some research that's being done with food.
First, does the gentleman from Kentucky seek recognition?
Mr. Chairman, I have an amendment at the desk.
The clerk will designate the amendment.
Amendment number 86, printed in Part F of House Report number 118-216, offered by Mr. Massey of Kentucky.
Pursuant to House Resolution 723, the gentleman from Kentucky, Mr. Massey, and a member opposed, each will control 5 minutes. The chair recognizes the gentleman from Kentucky.
Mr. Chairman, I rise in support of my amendment, which states that none of the funds made available by this act may be used to fund any grant related to any transgenic edible vaccine. Does the term transgenic edible vaccine sound far-fetched? Well, it's not. We're funding it. In fact, scientists from the University of California, Riverside, funded with your taxpayer dollars, have been studying whether they can turn edible plants, such as lettuce and spinach, into mRNA vaccine factories, thereby creating a transgenic edible vaccine. One associate professor at UCR explained that ideally a single plant would produce enough to vaccinate a single person. We are testing this approach with spinach and lettuce and have long-term goals of people growing it in their own gardens. Farmers could also eventually grow entire fields of it. I don't think this is a good idea. I don't think the American people should be funding this. And I think
so. This is one of them subjects where we got to be careful, right? So we can't really say, the V word, but I think it's important for people to be aware of what the current ideas are, right? So if it's something you want, if you're one of them people like, oh no, that's cool with me, then that's cool, right? If you're okay with having that thing, in your body, but not everybody is like that. And that kind of research looks like it's targeting people who may not necessarily want it. You get me? So if they can't make people go get it, then it's, well, if we can't make you to line up to get the injection, then you can just eat it. Put it on your burger, put it in your salad, maybe give you a little bit every day. You're saying, what's that equilibrium when they had to take some every day? What if, hey man, just kind of get it in your system a little bit every day, just so we can keep your immune system just weakened enough. That kind of thing. Know what I'm saying?
I feel like that's deeper than the V word though. Because if they could put something like that in the food, they could put something in the food where they could truly control us. Where like, you know what I'm saying? Like I know we control by the food now, but I'm talking about people falling out. Zombies could really be real and stuff like that. Like they could do anything at that point.
Yeah. So, and that's the dangerous part, right? It's the slippery slope. Because they always say, so one thing, even though in this case, the one thing that they're saying is for is bad enough. Because that entire program is meant to weaken your immune system, right? The entire program is about attacking your immune system. So that's bad enough. But the other things that they may be able to kind of add into it, yeah, that's pretty bad. That's pretty bad. So just the concept of GMOs is bad enough, but that program that we just got done talking about, where they're adding mRNA into the food, that's
GMO
pretty
is
bad.
dead. It's bioengineered.
That's true. That's true. So yes, the bioengineered is pretty bad, but yeah, that's even worse. All right, it's one more that I want to play, but they won't let me play it on. It's saying something about. Here, let me see if I can play it again. Hold on. Let me see if I can play it on Google. Y'all can't hear it though. Yeah. Why wouldn't they let me play it on Bing? Let me see. Hold on. Give me 2 seconds. Let me see if they'll let me play it on Bing. I don't think so. Damn it. All right. So yeah, I'm gonna see if I can tell y'all. Yeah, y'all didn't hear that, did y'all?
You heard something go gloss across the mic or something.
Oh, here, let me see. Did y'all hear that?
Nah, you were cut off at that point.
Nah, y'all didn't hear that?
No, we didn't hear anything.
Damn it. All right, no problem, no problem. And they won't let me play it on Bing. I don't know why. But no worries. All right, man, let's get to the main cook. We cool. Yeah, maybe I'll play it on Wednesday. Even though it's a really quick clip. It's a pastor losing his joint. Like, he's just going to crazy, telling everybody they're going to hell. It's wild. All right. Like I said, it's like a 3-second clip, though. All right, no worries. Let's get to the main cook, right? So the main cook tonight is about the Jesuits. And it's about the Jesuits and their association with Abraham Lincoln, or the Abraham Lincoln assassination. So the first thing I want to do is, if we're going to talk about, the Jesuits and the assassination of Abraham Lincoln, we got to know the parties. So do you know who the Jesuits are? That's the question. Okay. And most people don't know who the Jesuits are. Put a here. Let me see. Most of the people in here. Let me see. Put a 1 in the chat if you don't know who the Jesuits are. X, if I see you put a 1 in the chat, it's gonna be a problem. Let me see. Put a 1 in the chat if you don't know who the Jesuits are. Let me see what we got. We got a couple of the homies here. Yeah, so the Jesuits is one of them organizations where you sing the name, you like they do a lot of stuff. They seem relatively safe and religious, but once you actually dig into it, it's some whole other stuff. All right, it's some whole other stuff. So let's talk about who the Jesuits are. And so this is one of them times when we gotta go back into the etymology of things. Okay, so most of the time, Ethan, you there? Somebody on stage, tell me like what a Jesuit is. Somebody tell me what a Jesuit is. Or here, tell me what a priest is. Give me the origins of the priesthood. Anybody know the origins of the priesthood?
The origins of the priesthood. I'm not really sure, but I could answer you as far as who the Jesuits are.
All right, hold on. So, because it's important to understand some stuff first before we start talking about the Jesuits. So, the origins of the priesthood are scientists, right? And people who are keepers of sacred knowledge. Okay? That's what the priests were. The first priests were scientists. So remember, the etymology of the priesthood is not religious in nature. And that's one of the first things we got to get. The origins of the priesthood is not religious in nature, but there was no religion. Priests were scientists. It's only after the reset did the term priest become synonymous with religion. So religion is new. The concept of religion is new. Okay. And even kind of after the reset, the priests were just the people who had the knowledge. And because the priests had the knowledge, then people would go to them for things. So they had all kinds of knowledge. Okay, whether it's about herbs, whether it's about science, whether it's about the history, like the priests were the keepers of the knowledge. Okay, so that's what priests were. So you got to demystify the word, right? Demystify what priests were. They had nothing to do with religion. All right. So when it comes to the Jesuits, the original name, hey Jamila, what's the original name of the Jesuits? Like we call them the Jesuits. See, now it's all down.
Oh, the Roman. Oh, wait, isn't the Roman Catholics?
No, no, the order. So the order. What's the original name of the Jesuits? It's so in English, and Lamb's gonna love this. In English, it's Society of Jesus. However, because it's not an English organization, right? That's a translation. It's the Society of Esau, because Jesus' name in Greek and Hebrew and all of that is Esau, Eusis. I think is in Hebrew is Esau, in Greek is Eusis, in Arabic is Isa, right? So the way you pronounce it is Esau. That's why anybody ever see some of the
I wasn't gonna get that.
Yeah, some of the old school names. If you look where before the J was invented, it was pronounced with the I, right? So I or Y, right? So that's the original. That was the original pronunciation, right? Because it sounded like a Y. Esau. So that's one of them things where in the Bible, when they be talking about the name Esau, hey yo, Esau is a translation of Jesus. It's like, that's interesting. And now I want to know how a lot of the people who talk about, oh yeah, Yeshua, like who the hell is Yeshua? That's not Jesus' name. That ain't how you pronounce it. Jesus don't even translate to Yeshua. It's Esau, Usis, or Isa, depending on what language you're talking. What language is Yeshua in? That'd be my question. But that's a whole different subject. All right, so now we're talking about the Society of Jesus. All right, Jamila, who started the Society of Jesus and what for? Like, who were they?
Well, I was just going to say that the Jesuits are crazy people that use their religion to hurt other people in the most insane ways. But yeah, all that other stuff. I mean, are you talking about like, I don't know, look, what is it? Saint Ignatius?
Hey, yo, Loyola. Let's say Ignatius Loyola. Yeah.
Ding, ding, ding. Look at me.
Yeah. I know, right? I think you just pulled the
Okay,
name.
I see you, Jamila girl.
Okay,
Why does that
girl.
sound like a pimp's name, Ignatius?
It really do sound like some pimp stuff.
Let's see. I think his what was his original name? That ain't his real name. Ignatius is, let me see,
Oh,
his
he
real name.
definitely a pimp then if he changed his name to Ignatius.
Yeah, what was it? His real name is like Ignacio something. It's not Ignatius is what he changed it to, right? So the order was founded by Ignatius of Loyola. Like yeah, if you see like Loyola University, Loyola College, whatever, that's after him because it's a Jesuit university. Same thing with Saint Ignatius. So there's a Saint Ignatius here. It's a Catholic school. In a lot of places, there's a Saint Ignatius. There's Saint Ignatius churches. So he's all over Catholicism. He founded the Jesuits. Okay. The Jesuits or the Society of Jesus is the Catholic Church's army. Okay. It's not so much an army, it's because the army operates out in the open. The Jesuits operate in secret. It's their network of spies and
Well,
assassins.
technically do they? Because I guess it all depends, because when they go into war, like they don't care. They're out in the open as far as like the way that they do things. Like that's a part of their oath. Like when you read in their oath, they don't talk about hiding or being in secret. Like they are full fledged, like out there in the open.
So they are out in the open. What they do isn't. They're not out in the open so much with how they operate. Yeah. So, for example, I think everybody listening tonight can think of a Jesuit university that's in their city, or if not a university, a high school, or some sort of church somewhere. So they have places and things, and they let it be known that, oh no, it's a Jesuit institution, but they don't make it clear what they're doing, right? They don't make it clear what they're doing. So their goal is pretty much to promote the Catholic Church in any way, shape, or form, and to do battle against anybody that's going against the Catholic Church. Okay, so these are people that take vows of poverty, vows of chastity, right, and meaning no family, no money. Their only mission in life is to promote the interests of the Catholic Church by hook or by crook. Promote the Catholic Church. That's it. Whether it means killing people, bribing people, pushing people down, it don't matter. The goal is to promote the Catholic Church and to protect the church. And so to that end, they have or employ lots of people who do lots of things, like assassins. So where is it at? So whenever you see here, this is one of the I'm gonna show y'all. So one of the ways that you see them is like this, like all of these, hold on, let me see, like all of these are Jesuits. Like what's the Assassin's Creed? You ever play the game Assassin's Creed? That's a Jesuit, right? So all of these are Jesuit
Really? I didn't know that.
priests. Yes. The Jesuits, like these are Jesuits. All these killer priests, right? These badass hitmen, right? These are Jesuits. All right. You ever see these motherfuckers? You're like, hey, yo, these priests, why these priests so badass? Those are the Jesuits. This is what they do. You get me? And any kind of assassin priest thing you see in movies and shit is always modeled after the Jesuits. Okay? These are the Jesuits. Like all these badasses, the priests, yep, those are Jesuits. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, these are the Jesuits. All right. If you look at what's that shit? Godfather. Anybody ever seen Godfather? Especially like number 3, Godfather 3. Yo, when they was over in Rome, and they had these badass. So it was some priests coming through trying to do business, and when things they go their way, hey, they send somebody at you. Those is Jesuits. All right. So they're the Catholic Church's assassins. Okay. They're the assassins of the Catholic Church.
That's crazy to have those two things in the same sentence, assassins and the Catholic Church.
It seems like that, right? Until you put together that the Catholic Church ain't a church. The Catholic Church is the Roman Empire, and an empire definitely has assassins. All right?
Yeah, that makes sense.
An empire definitely has assassins. If corporations got assassins, you get places like what's that, like Shell, right? Monsanto, like the movie industry, the record labels, all these people got fixers and people on payroll. Why wouldn't the empire have it? Why wouldn't the Catholic Church have it? Same thing. Okay. So the Jesuits are they're not the military wing. They're the muscle wing of the Catholic Church. And so here, to that end, let's look at the Jesuit oath. Okay. So I've read this before.
Oh snap! Here I go.
You go what?
I'm here for it. I got it.
You got it?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Well, you want to read it?
Sure.
Hold on. Wait. Let me pull it up so people can read along with you.
All right. So it's pretty long. There is a short version, but
y'all see it? Y'all see it? Can y'all see my screen?
Mm-hmm.
Where you want to start at? You want to start with the whole thing, or just?
No, I'll just start with the extreme oath.
Okay.
So basically, it's a ceremony that takes.
So here, real quick, okay. Couple things is important to understand. Is the Catholic Church, and this includes the Jesuits, they really deify the Virgin Mary. They don't talk too much about Jesus, even though this is named the Society of Jesus. If you look at the beginning of the oath, it starts off, now in the presence of the Almighty God, the Blessed Virgin Mary, the blessed Michael the Archangel, the blessed Saint John the Baptist, and my ghostly father, the Superior General of the Society of Jesus, founded by Saint Ignatius de Loyola, Dubai. You didn't see Jesus up in there, right? Look at all the people they swear by. You don't see Jesus. You see the Virgin, you see the Blessed Mary, Michael the Archangel, who is all about violence, and Saint John the Baptist, who got his head chopped off, right? But you don't see Jesus. That's one of the things I need y'all to kind of keep in mind. The Catholic Church does not deify Jesus. That's why a lot of times you hear people talk about the difference between Catholics and Christians. For the Catholics, it's not about Jesus, it's about Mary. But go ahead, Jamila.
All
Where
right.
you starting at? Tell me where we starting at.
I'm starting at the actual oath itself. But before I get there, this is literally like a ceremony when it's time for someone to take their extreme oath. There's usually like a ceremony in front of an altar, where there's literally like probably 3 people all together, where, there's dark crucifixes, red crosses, and things like that, all around. And there's included like daggers and stuff for bloodshed, because that in some form raises the level of faith and obedience, essentially, for this person who is taking this extreme oath and becoming, this new person or soldier, essentially, that is set out to save others based on the shedding of their blood. So the extreme oath kind of starts where it's like a repeat after me kind of thing. And the person who is taking the oath, has to start out with saying themselves, their name, now in the presence of Almighty God, the blessed Virgin Mary, the blessed or blessed Michael of Archangel, the blessed Saint John the Baptist, the holy apostles, Saint Peter and Saint Paul, and all the saints and sacred hosts of heaven, and to you, my ghostly father, the superior general of the Society of Jesus, founded by Ignatius Loyola in the pontificate of Paul III, and continued to be present, due by the womb of the Virgin, the matrix of God, and the rod of Jesus Christ, declare and swear that His Holiness the Pope is Christ's vice regent and is the true and only head of the Catholic or Universal Church throughout the earth, and that by virtue of the keys of binding and loosing given to His Holiness by my Savior, Jesus Christ, He hath power to dispose heretical kings, princes, states, commonwealths, and governments, all being illegal without His sacred confirmation, and that they may safely be destroyed. Therefore, this is crazy. Therefore, to the utmost of my power, I shall and will defend this doctrine of His Holiness, right and custom against all usurpers of the heretical or Protestant authority, whatever, especially the Lutheran of Germany, Holland, Denmark, Sweden, Norway, and now the pretended authority and churches of England and Scotland, and branches of the same now established in Ireland and on the continent of America and elsewhere, and all adherents in regard that they be usurped and heretical, opposing the Sacred Mother Church of Rome. I do now renounce and disown any allegiance as due to any heretical king, prince, or state named Protestants or liberals, or obedience to any of the laws, magistrates, or officers. I do declare that the doctrine of the churches of England and Scotland, so this is this person still, taking this oath, to England and Scotland of the Calvinists, Huguenots, and others of the name Protestant or liberals to be damnable, and they themselves damned, who will not forsake the same. I do further declare that I will help, assist, and advise all or any of His Holiness's agents in any place wherever I shall be in Switzerland, Germany, Holland, Denmark, Sweden, Norway, England, Ireland, or America, or in any other kingdom or territory I shall come to, and do my utmost to extirpate the heretical Protestants or liberals' doctrines, and to destroy all their pretended powers, regal or otherwise. I do furthermore promise and declare that, notwithstanding I am dispensed with, to assume my religion heretical from the propaganda of the Mother's Church's interest, to keep secret and private all her agents' counsels from time to time, as they may entrust me, and not to divulge directly or indirectly by word, writing, or circumstance whatever, but to execute all that shall be proposed, given in charge, or discovered unto me by you, my ghostly father, or any of this sacred covenant. I do further promise and declare that I will have no opinion or will of my own, or any mental reservation whatsoever, even as a corpse or cadaver, perendeac cadaver in some language, probably Italian, you think? I don't know. But anyway, but will unhesitatingly obey each and every command that I may receive from my superiors in the militia of the Pope and of Jesus Christ, that I may go to any part of the world, whithersoever I may be sent, to the frozen regions of the north, the burning sands of the desert of Africa, or the jungles of India, to the centers of civilization of Europe, or to the wild haunts of the barbarous savages of America, without murmuring or repenting, and will be submissive in all things whatsoever communicated to me. I furthermore promise and declare that I will, when opportunity present, make and wage relentless war, secretly or openly, against all heretics, Protestants, and liberals, as I am directed to do, to extirpate and exterminate them from the face of the whole earth, and that I will spare neither age, sex, or condition, and that I will hang, waste, boil, fillet, strangle, and bury alive these infamous heretics, rip up the stomachs and wombs of their women, and crush their infant heads against the walls, in order to annihilate forever their execrable race. Execrable. Okay. That, when the same cannot be done openly, I will secretly use the poisoned cup, the strangulating cord, the steel of the poniard, or the leaden bullet, regardless of the honor, rank, dignity, or authority of the person or persons, whatever may be their condition in life, either public or private, as I at any time may be directed so to do by any agent of the Pope or superior of the Brotherhood of the Holy Faith of the Society of Jesus, in confirming of which I hereby dedicate my life, my soul, and all my corporal powers, and with this dagger, which I now receive, I will subscribe my name written in my own blood, in testimony thereof, and should I prove false or weaken in my determination, may my brethren and fellow soldiers of the militia of the Pope cut off my hand and my feet, and my throat from ear to ear, my belly opened, and sulfur burned therein, with all the punishment that can be inflicted upon me on earth, and my soul be tortured by demons in an eternal hell forever, all of which the person who is taking this oath will or do swear by the Blessed Trinity and the Blessed Sacraments, which I am now to receive, to perform, and on my part to keep inviolable, and do call all the heavenly and glorious hosts of heaven to witness the blessed sacrament of the Eucharist, and witness the same further within the name written, and with the point of this dagger dipped in my own blood and sealed in the face of this holy covenant.
I think
At
that
that
makes you a Jesuit now.
What'd you say?
I think that makes you a Jesuit now.
No, it was the person who was taking the oath. I never said my name.
I think
But
technically you're a Jesuit. You
it
read the whole
says
goddamn oath.
the person who receives the wafer from the superior and writes their name with the point on their dagger, dipped in their own blood, taken from over their heart, that is a part of the oath, which is not anything that I will be interested in doing. But yeah, then the next part of the ceremony, their superior will ask them to rise and instruct them to make themselves known to the members of the Society of Jesus belonging to this rank. And there's some more stuff, but yeah, that goes wild.
All right. So that's the Jesuit oath. And so a couple of things up in there that I think are important. When they talk about the poisonous cup, right? That's pretty much them telling you, hey man, we're not above poisoning people. Okay. Not above poisoning people. As a matter of fact.
Not Lamb in the chat slandering me.
About what?
Bruh.
What did he say? Oh, Jamila is a Jesuit wax. He might not be wrong.
Not slandering me.
Yeah, buddy. All right. So yeah, the poisonous cup thing has been prominent throughout the Jesuit history. They've and so oddly enough, even though they are the Catholic Church kind of muscle, they have been known to poison popes. So now keep in mind, even though they kind of operate for the Catholic Church, they're not ran by the Pope. Well, at least not the white Pope. They've tried to take out other popes. So the person in charge of the Jesuits is the Black Pope. Okay, so anybody ever been around have heard of like, yo, it's three popes. So the white Pope, that's who you see kind of all the time. The Black Pope is the one in charge of the Jesuits. That's the Black Pope, right? Black Pope don't mean that some black dude that's also a pope. No, the Black Pope is the dude that's in charge of the Jesuits. That's his title. And then there's like a gray pope who's supposed to be over both of them. But the Black Pope is in charge of the Jesuits. And sometimes in history, the Black Pope and the white Pope didn't see eye to eye, and the Jesuits have actually poisoned popes and got into it with popes. As a matter of fact, Pope Clementine the 14th actually got rid of the Jesuits, or forced them to go underground. Like he got rid of the order. Yeah. So the Jesuits kind of off the chain. Okay, just as an organization, they're pretty off the chain. All right. And what you say, Pope fight? Yeah, Pope fight. But when you got the Jesuits on your side, it's you got it. And so the Jesuits actually tried to kill, I think, Pope Leo. They tried to kill Pope Leo. They poisoned him. All right. So real quick, the Jesuits have actually been kicked out of a bunch of different countries. So let's see. They've been kicked out of a bunch of different
That's
countries.
like them other people that was kicked out. Remember, they was running all over the place.
Yeah, buddy. Let's
The ones we
see.
don't speak of.
Yeah, no, that's true. Hold on, let me see. I'm gonna show y'all which one is this. It's the wiki. I think this is it. I think this is it. Yeah, here it goes. All right. So this is a list of the places where the Jesuits got kicked out of over the years, right? So they got kicked out of France in the 1700s, kicked out of Spain in the 1700s. Let's see, Mexico, which is New Spain. All right. Let's see. So exile of Spanish Jesuits to Italy. They got ran off to Italy. They got kicked out of Malta. They kicked out of Dutch Parma. Dissolution in Poland and Lithuania. Okay. Let's see. After suppression of the Jesuits in many European countries over their seas empires, Pope Clement the 14th issued a papal brief in 1773 in Rome titled Dominicus Ac Redemptor Nostar to decree, and that decree included the following statement: having further considered that the said company of Jesus can no longer produce those abundant fruits in the present case, we are determining upon the fate of a society classed among the mendicant orders, both by the Institute and by its privileges. After a mature deliberation, we do, out of certain knowledge and the fullness of our apostolical powers, suppress and abolish the said company. We deprive it of all activity whatever, and to this end a member of the regular clergy, recommendable for this prudence and sound morals, shall be chosen to preside over and govern the said houses, so that the name of the company shall be and is forever extinguished and suppressed. That was him getting rid of the Jesuits. That's Pope Clement the 14th. That's his decree saying, yo, y'all fucking wilding. It's enough of y'all. Y'all are wilding. It's over. That's it. And so he got rid of them. Okay. And so what says that they continue to work. So even though they were disavowed and supposedly gotten rid of, they continue to work behind the scenes. Okay. And do all kinds of random stuff. And then so apparently they got one of their people put in as Pope Pius the VII, and he brought them back. So how do you bring back a group of people that you got rid of? Like, no, ain't no more Jesuits. And all of a sudden they're like, yeah, we're gonna go ahead and bring them back. All right. And so they brought them back to Russia and Austria, Hungary. They just brought them back. Okay. Oddly enough, after they were brought back, who was it? John Adams sent a letter to Thomas Jefferson, pretty much saying that when they come back, they're going to be disguised as printers, as writers, as publishers, and as teachers. So they weren't coming back as priests. This is what John Adams told Thomas Jefferson after Pope Pius brought the order back into existence. John Adams wrote to Thomas Jefferson like, hey man, he bringing these people back. We got to be on the lookout. He was like, yo, they coming back, but they not going to be priests. They're going to be disguised and cloaked. They're going to be pretending to be something else. Printers and writers and publishers. That's propaganda. right? Propaganda and teachers to indoctrinate, right? They're gonna be so that's why you got Jesuit universities and schools all over the country, all over the world. Look up a list of Jesuit universities near you. My man Blue in the chat said the Jesuits did not assassinate Lincoln. Interesting. Well, we're finna go over some stuff. We're going over it right now, bro. And as we go over it, you tell me where I'm wrong. All right. So right now we're just kind of going over, who the Jesuits are, because it's a lot of people who don't know who the Jesuits are. All right. So matter of fact, dude. So we did. Hold on. Let me see if I can grab it. It's here. We did. What's this one? Okay. Yeah, we're gonna go through it right now, bro. We did. I think the second episode was. The second episode was about favorite conspiracy movies. Y'all remember that? And so, and all of that, I forgot to tell y'all. Well, I gave y'all a list of stuff that I like, right? Yeah, I gave y'all a list of stuff that I like some of my favorite movies. But there's one movie I forgot to put on the list. I don't know how I forgot. It's one of my favorite movies. One of my favorite movies, right? One of my absolute favorite movies. V for Vendetta. Yo, everybody seen V for Vendetta? Have y'all seen V for Vendetta?
Yeah,
So,
I've seen it.
Yo.
Never saw it.
What?
Great movie.
You
Here's
say
Hugo Weaving.
You say this every time. I've never seen it.
Hey, yo. V for Vendetta is the joint. Okay. Now, have you seen The Mask? Like the Mask from V for Vendetta? So they're gonna show it in the whole second. So pretty much, in terms of conspiracy movies, like this is more about, I don't know about conspiracy movies. I think this is more about kind of one of those warning movies, like where it tells you kind of what's going on, how the world is working. It gives you a good lens by which you can look at the events. So the mask that he has on, the Guy Fawkes mask. So you've seen those before, right, Jamila?
I've seen what? The ones that's on the picture right there?
You see the screen? Yeah. So you see the mask that dude got on?
Uh-huh. Yeah, I've seen them.
So yeah, so that's a Guy Fawkes mask. All right. So Guy Fawkes is so he was kind of the face, or he was supposed to, how can I put it? There was a plot in Britain to blow up Parliament. Okay. And Guy Fawkes was supposed to be the one to blow it up. So he got caught with like 46 pounds of gunpowder. 46 kegs, I'm sorry, of gunpowder. But they were going to blow up British Parliament. And so they caught him. And so that mask is supposed to be Guy Fawkes. So it's known as the gunpowder and treason, as the gunpowder plot. So if you like Google gunpowder plot, then you'll come up with Guy Fawkes, who planned to blow up Parliament. He had 46 kegs of gunpowder. They rented out a building right next to Parliament, and they filled it with gunpowder. And they were going to blow it up, and the king that was up in there, and a bunch of the Parliament members as well. Okay. So that was on the 5th of November. Now, so it's being heralded, like this movie, it's being heralded as, it's tyranny, and Guy Fawkes was standing up to tyranny, and this, that, and the other. That's what they tell you. Right? And that's what it's presented as. The Parliament was tyrannical, the king was tyrannical, and this guy he was a freedom fighter. The reality is the way it got found out was because one of the people that worked in Parliament was a Roman Catholic, and he was told not to show up to work. He was like, "Yo, don't go to Parliament on that day." And so he told some other people, like, "Hey, yo, I was told not to go to Parliament on November the 5th, man. Maybe y'all shouldn't go either." And so news spread, and people sniffed out the plot, and the Guy Fawkes got caught. So Guy Fawkes was an agent like of the Jesuits, and the Jesuits were trying to take out the Parliament. Okay, so the whole V for Vendetta movie is glorifying the Jesuit plot to kill off the Parliament. Okay, like I said, it's one of my favorite movies, and that part kills me. Right. So yeah, so that was the 5th of November plot in England was Jesuits. All right.
Hey, real
That
quick,
was
I got a
Jesuits.
question.
What's up?
Wasi got some questions. Hold on.
I sent Wazzy a invite. How come he just pop on?
I don't know.
I'm listening to it through YouTube.
Oh, okay.
When you was talking about the dates that they were kicked out of different places, I mean, when we were talking about where they were kicked out of, were there any dates connected to those places?
Let me see. Hold on, let me see. I'll pull it up.
Or maybe a year at the least.
Yeah. It was a year. Suppression and Society of Jesus. So yeah. So here, let's go. So mainly in the 1700s. So right here, Jesuits expelled from Mexico, New Spain. In late 1767, they were removed. Let's see. There's mainly in the 1700s. So the Spanish Empire, right, 1767. So that would include Mexico. Following the British 1759 victory in French Quebec, France lost in territory where Jesuit missionaries 17th century have been activating to British rule. So they got kicked them out. They get kicked out in the mid 1700s is looking like.
Okay. The reason I'm asking is because I have another book here that talks about a group of people being kicked out of a lot of different places throughout history. I was trying to connect some dates there. But
Yeah,
right.
I think those people got kicked out in like the 1000s, the 1100s, stuff like that, right?
All the way up to about 1744, 1891. So I was trying to connect some stuff. But all right.
Yeah. All right, cool. All right, so that's the Jesuits, right? So that was me just trying to give you guys an idea of who the Jesuits were. Okay. Anything else? All right. So just in terms of the Jesuits, the oath, that, boom. No, okay, cool. All right, so now let's get to Lincoln. Yeah, let's get to Lincoln. Okay.
So wait, technically,
What's
would
up?
he be the first black man that was assassinated? Never mind. We can talk about that another time.
All right. So the story starts with Lincoln defending a excommunicated Catholic priest. Okay. The stories. Hold on. What you say, mine? Maybe there's a connection between two groups that kept getting kicked out of everywhere. Yeah, I can see it. All right. So the story starts with an excommunicated Catholic priest. Okay. So his name was Charles Chiniquy. All right, Charles Chiniquy. So Chiniquy clashed with the Bishop of Chicago. So remember, this is in Illinois. So Lincoln, he was a lawyer in Illinois. Okay, Chiniquy clashed. Chiniquy clashed with the Bishop of Chicago, Anthony O'Regan, over the bishop's treatment of Catholics in the city, particularly French Canadians. He declared that O'Regan was secretly backing Spink's suit against him. Chiniquy said that in 1856, O'Regan had threatened him with excommunication if he did not go to a new location where the bishop wanted to assign him. Several months later, the New York Times published a pastoral letter from O'Regan in which he stated that he had suspended Chiniquy since Chiniquy had continued his normal duties as priest. The bishop excommunicated him by his letter. He vigorously disputed that he had been excommunicated, saying publicly that the bishop was mistaken. Chiniquy left the Catholic Church in 1858, but subsequently converted to Protestant Christianity, becoming a Presbyterian evangelical minister in 1860. All right, so gotta know, one, the Jesuits hate Protestants. All right, so that's the first thing you got to know. So the Chiniquy was defended in a suit. In 1855, Chiniquy was sued by a prominent Catholic layman named Peter Spink in Kankakee, Illinois. After the fall court term, Spink applied for a change of venue to the court in Urbana, Illinois. Chiniquy hired the then lawyer Abraham Lincoln, the future president, to defend him. The spring court action in Urbana was the highest profile libel suit in Lincoln's career. The case was ended in the fall court session by agreement. So this Catholic priest, excommunicated Catholic priest, hired Lincoln to defend him in a libel suit. All right, so that's kind of when Lincoln got on the according to Chiniquy, because Chiniquy wrote a whole book about the assassination of Abraham Lincoln. So according to him, that's what put Lincoln on the radar of the Catholic Church. All right. Does anybody know the conspirators in the Lincoln assassination? Anybody got names? Anybody know the names of the conspirators in the Lincoln assassination? No. All right. So who killed Lincoln? Give me a name. What you got?
John Wilkes Booth.
John Wilkes Booth killed Lincoln. All right. He had help from another guy. What was his name? Anybody know? His name was David Harold. Okay. So besides Lincoln, somebody else got was attacked.
Blue in the chat. He or they, I don't know.
David Harold, correct. Yeah, my man, David Harold. Yep.
Well, is it? What's the picture look like? Because I don't want to assume.
Yeah, you don't want to assume what?
Is Blue a boy, or is it a girl?
I don't know.
Well, we'll just say Blue.
Oh, I'm saying thing. Okay. So no, what I was asking was, I said, yo, besides Lincoln, who else got attacked at the same time Lincoln was getting attacked? Somebody else got attacked. Anybody know who else got attacked? It was one of Lincoln's homeboys.
Who's the person in the chat that he talking about? Or I keep saying that. That's not right. I don't want to do that. So Blue is saying Mary Surratt was also involved. Seward was attacked that night.
William Seward was Lincoln's Secretary of State. Okay, so he got attacked by Lewis Payne. All right, so Lewis Payne attacked Seward. Jamila, how the hell you kick yourself off stage? All right, so oddly enough, Seward was sick and he had on some sort of metal neck brace. And so the dude, Lewis Payne, ran up in his room and started stabbing him. but he was stabbing him in the place where the neck brace was. So he didn't die. There was someone else who was supposed to be attacked as well, right? Lincoln's vice president, Andrew Johnson, was supposed to be attacked.
But
right?
why?
Because they're trying to take out the entire top brass. So president, vice president, secretary of state, right? And so Blue put the name in the chat. The person that was supposed to attack Andrew Johnson was George Atzerodt. But Atzerodt got drunk the night before and lost his fucking nerve. So he got drunk the night before, like the attack. I guess thinking about it too hard. And he was like, man, fuck that shit. And so he didn't do it. All right. Now, two other names that are important, which my man Blue in the chat, I think it's that Blue in the chat said that are very important, is Mary Surratt and John Surratt. Okay. Mary Surratt and John Surratt. Okay. Mary Surratt owned a boarding house. And this boarding house is the place where they hatched all these plans. All right. The boarding house that Mary Surratt ran is the place where they kind of met up to kind of figure everything out. Right. The boarding house was also a place where that was frequented by a lot of Catholic priests. Maybe coming in and out of town. That's where they would stay. Mary Surratt was a devout Catholic. Okay. And so were most of the people involved in the plot. They were Catholics. Most of the people involved in the plot were Catholics. As a matter of fact, the Catholics were the reason that the draft happened in the Civil War. Why is that? Well, the Pope issued a statement. So it wasn't so much support for the South, but issued a statement pretty much recognizing the South, right, as like a legit entity. All right. And with that, there were mass desertions in the Northern Army. Get me? And so the mass desertions in the Northern Army, I think it was like 70% of the deserters were Catholics. And so the Union's numbers got severely depleted. And so they instituted a draft. All right. All right, cool. So Mary Surratt, she ran the boarding house. Her son, John Surratt, was also involved. Okay. John Surratt was also involved. All right. So now you got, let's take a look at the names. John Wilkes Booth, David Harold, who's my man? Lewis Payne, George Atzerodt, Mary Surratt, and John Surratt. Okay. So John Wilkes Booth, after he shot Lincoln, jumped off the stage, broke his leg. Somebody helped him. They had a horse for him out back. Boom, he hops on the horse. He takes off. He gets caught and killed. Right? He gets caught and killed.
It's looking like you got some opposition in the comments.
How I got opposition for something I ain't even said yet. Like,
I mean, anything. It sounds like everything you saying is just going up. People like, nah, you lying. You ain't got no evidence. You ain't got no truth. You ain't got no truth.
Yeah, that's funny.
It's outdated. What's going on?
I know, right? So anyway, so Booth gets caught, caught and killed. All right, so they're on the hunt for the others. David Harold gets caught. Mary Surratt gets caught. Mary Surratt ends up being the first woman executed in American history. Right, for her role in the assassination of Lincoln. Yeah, hey, Blue. Booth was the only one that wasn't Catholic. Everybody else involved was Catholic. That's why I said most. Booth the only one that wasn't. So Mary Surratt was the first woman executed in American history. All right. Mary Surratt was devoutly Catholic. Now, her son John Surratt. So while everybody else went south, right, trying to escape. John Surratt went north. Okay. John Surratt went north. John Surratt went into Canada. All right. He went into Canada. All right. I want to play y'all something right quick. Oh, I want to show it to you. So he went to Canada and he caught a ferry. Hold on, let me see. Where is it? So he caught a ferry. It's 8:50. Let's see. I'm gonna show y'all a picture of John Surratt and his quote. All right, once he was on the fucking ferry. How do I get back here? So let's see. I think this is it right here. Oh no. Can y'all see that? I can't see it. Hold on. Can y'all see that? No. Yo.
It's a black screen. There
There
it
you
goes.
go. All right, there you go. So this is John Surratt. So this was his quote, right? That he was heard saying when he was running north. Right? We killed Lincoln, the nigga's friend. That's John Surratt. So after they killed Lincoln, he went north to Canada. All right. And he's talking about how they killed Lincoln. All right. So that's John Surratt. That's one of the dudes that killed Lincoln. All right. Oh shit, what happened to X? Oh, there you go. All right. So you said that all the other conspirators get the same plight? What do you mean? What you mean get the same plight? So, like I said, most of them went to oh, you mean when they got killed? Yeah. So who was that? Harold? Yeah, Harold, Azariah. Yeah, they all got hanged. So they all got hanged. So John Surratt didn't get caught. Yeah. So the ones that got caught, yeah, they all hanged. John Surratt didn't get caught. He escaped to Canada, where he was hid he was hidden by two Catholic priests. All right. Catholic priest was Father Boucher and Father LaPierre. They hid John Surratt. Right. They hid him in Canada for like 6 months. All right. After that time, they snuck him over to Europe, and so they snuck him out of Canada into the Vatican. And guess where he was found out? Guess where they finally found him at? Like, guess what he was doing? He was serving in the Pope's private army. John Surratt, after killing Lincoln, went and started serving was hidden, like was concealed, hid away by two Catholic priests. And so the thing is, these weren't just ordinary priests, right? One of the dudes was actually like the right hand man of the head Catholic dude, the head cardinal in fucking Canada. So it wasn't like, oh, some random ass priest. No. It was the right hand man to like the cardinal in fucking Canada. Was hiding out John Surratt. Then smuggled him back into the Vatican so he could serve in the Pope's private army. All right. So he got caught serving in the Pope's private army. Like somebody recognized him, and they caught him there. He escaped there and ran to, I think, Northern Africa, where they caught him again. So this is John Surratt. Okay. This is John Surratt. So, after escaping to Canada, being smuggled by priests from Canada to Rome, where he was serving in the private army, gets recognized there. They try to apprehend him. He escapes there, goes to like Northern Africa. They catch him in Northern Africa, and they bring him back to America. All right. They brought him back to America to stand trial. Okay. So they get him back to America to stand trial. So the first thing that happened is the initial jury had a bunch of Catholics on it. So they dismissed that jury. They was like, oh, hell no. We can't have all these Catholics judging a Catholic dude who was literally just part of the Pope's army. So they had to move the trial. Okay. The trial goes on. A witness literally changed her testimony. And remember, in regular court, all you need is one not guilty, and then you're off. It's not like military, where it's like where it's majority. So he gets found not guilty. He gets found not guilty. Okay. And he's allowed to go off and live his life. When he dies, he receives what's known as the Solemn High Requiem Mass. All right. The Solemn High Requiem Mass. Right. That is a special honor for Catholics. Like, everybody don't get that. That's one of them things where like only big wigs get. People who did something special in the service of the Catholic Church. So when we talk about, well, first things first, what did he do special for the Catholic Church? It's one of them really rare things. It's called the Solemn High Requiem Mass. I think when we did the whole Jesuits cook, I think I actually played it. I played a little bit of it, so y'all can hear it. But yeah, it's a really, really rare thing that only the most prestigious of people get. And so what we're seeing is that, and he was helped along. So remember, his mom was Mary. So John was her son. So Mary Surratt, John Surratt. So his mom got hanged for her role in the assassination of Lincoln. Devout Catholic. She said that John Wilkes Booth was doing the Lord's work. He did the Lord's work. Right? 2 Catholic priests smuggled my man into Canada, then smuggled him into Rome, where he joined the Pope's private army. Okay. One of the things that the Jesuits don't like, or did not like, because I think that thing has changed. They did not like the method in which America was operating. The Constitution is a devoutly I would say it's an anti-Catholic church document. Remember, it's a separation of church and state. Right? It gets rid of all kings and monarchs and shit like that. And that's a pope. Right? It severely minimizes the role of religion, which would be the Catholic Church. And any place like that on earth, the Catholic Church has a problem with. And so the Catholic Church was staging an invasion of this place. Right. Now, what I don't know is, because Lincoln didn't write the Constitution, I'm curious as to what Lincoln was doing that they didn't like. Right. So what policies was he putting in place? So we already know what they were doing in terms of the money. And so I wouldn't be surprised, and I'm not like, so we do this enough to where we know the difference, or we know the connection between the central banks and everything else. And so the Catholic Church is definitely connected to the central bank. And so if that's the connection, that doesn't surprise me, because Lincoln was preventing a central bank from forming. So remember, Lincoln was he was creating the greenbacks, which was the United States had its own currency, which let it be free. Get me? You know what I mean? No, Jamila's not a movie synopsis. What the hell are you talking about?
Blue said you was getting the information
No,
out of a movie, so I said, "Let me find out you over here."
What movie?
Telling us That's what I asked, and I asked what movie, and I said, "Let me find out you over here telling us a movie."
It's not a movie.
I'm gonna get you, sucker.
Hey, yo, that's funny. That would be a dope movie, though. That would be a dope movie. But, yeah. So that's kind of the quick and crude of it. Like, it's a lot of more details that go into it. And I was struggling trying to figure out, like, yeah, hey, we need to talk about that. We need to talk about this. But by and large, I think that's kind of the quick and crude of it. Right. So the important thing, though, is just understanding the Jesuits and what they are. Right. Understand the Jesuits and understanding what they are and who they are and who they serve. Because remember, it ain't always the Catholic Church. Well, let me put it like this. Sometimes the Pope and the Jesuits are at odds. And the Jesuits have no problem killing popes, or poisoning anybody else, or killing anybody else, right? One of their main tools is propaganda, because they set up schools all over the place, and schools are propaganda machines. Get me? Any questions? Any questions about anything we talked about today? Like I said, I'm getting better at kind of keeping it pithy. You know what I'm saying? No, we're good. See the chats. What up, Jules? I see you, kid. No questions. We're good to go. All right, man. Like I said, this was a really condensed version of a much longer discussion. If you want to check out the longer discussion, go to Conspiracy Cookout with the 10-4 family. I think it's like what episode is this? I'll tell you, give me 2 seconds. You go to Conspiracy Cookout. This is episode, I think is it 2? Nope. Jesuits is episode 5. Yep, the first is episode 5. Right, so it's like 1, 2, 3. It's 3 episodes. It's 3. It's a 3-parter just because it's so long. All right, Conspiracy Cookout with the 10-4 family. It's episode 5. If this interests you, go check it out. Like I said, it's a much more kind of detailed thing. We got into it. All right. Yeah, man. All right, y'all. Any questions? Nah, nobody wanna chime in, say anything about anything? Man, I appreciate y'all hanging out with us. Like I said, man, it's for the most part, I'm gonna try to keep it quick. All right. So we'll do something. I'll pick a subject. We'll kind of run through it. Give y'all a chance to just kind of, digest it. Like so I'm trying to make them digestible. All right, because we do these things in long form. So I'm trying to keep it digestible. All
I
right.
just wanted to add that me reading the Extreme Jesuit Oath was for your entertainment purposes, and I in no way align to any of those things, just for the people. So there you go.
Do you know?
Wow.
All right, y'all, man. This is cool. Like I said, please subscribe to the page. All right, so you can get notifications whenever we go live. We do this on Mondays, so we're live on these 3 platforms: YouTube, Rumble, and Twitter. We're live on Mondays. All right, so we're live on Clubhouse on Wednesdays and Fridays. Wednesdays is 9 o'clock Eastern. Wednesdays 10 o'clock Eastern. All right, so we're in the middle of a series right now talking about how all conspiracies are connected. All conspiracies are connected. So that's what we're doing on Fridays. We got like 3 or 4 more shows with that. All right. Wednesday, I don't know what we're talking about Wednesday, but show up. We'll come up with something. Whatever it is, it's gonna be funky. You know what I mean? But I appreciate y'all hanging out, man. It's dope. Appreciate y'all hanging out. Yeah, man. Like I said, subscribe to the channel. You can send us an email at ptruthoutreach@gmail.com. ptruthoutreach@gmail.com. If you want to send us if you want to get in contact before Monday or something, man. I don't know. Other than that, come hang out with us, man. Conspiracy Cookout 10-4 family. Blackisuniform.com, blackisuniform.com, and vigorforpain.com. All right, man. We out this just on.